The story begins with Emma, a woman whose life was built on trust and love. Her world started to fall apart when an unimaginable betrayal came to light. Emma lived with her husband Daniel and their daughter Emily. She thought she had a safe and happy life until a shocking discovery changed everything. This story is about betrayal and heartbreak, showing how deeply trust can affect our lives. As we follow Emma, keep in mind that some parts may be emotionally heavy. What seemed like a normal, peaceful life soon turns complicated. Family bonds are tested like never before. We will see how Emma faces this emotional storm and how the trust she once had starts to crumble. Now, let's meet the main characters. Emma is 32 years old and has always put her family first. Daniel, her 35-year-old husband, is a hardworking car salesman who seemed like a safe and reliable partner. They have a sweet 5-year-old daughter, Emily, who brings joy and laughter to their lives. Near them lives Emma's mother, Mrs. Nancy, a wise and experienced woman. Every Sunday, the family gathers at Mrs. Nancy's house for meals and laughs, making life seem perfect. But beneath this calm routine, emotions and secrets are brewing, ready to change everything. Even though Emma seemed to have it all, small signs started to appear, showing that life was not as perfect as it seemed. Daniel was spending a lot of time with his mother-in-law, Mrs. Nancy. At first, it seemed like kindness and respect, but Emma began to see it differently. Doubts started to grow. Things that seemed innocent began to make her uneasy. Small details like glances or how often Daniel visited his mother became hard to ignore. Emma's mind was full of questions. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. This worry made her anxious and suspicious about Daniel's real relationship with his mother. The first clear warning came when Daniel started coming home late almost every night. At first, Emma tried to ignore it, but his repeated excuses about work didn't make sense anymore. Her suspicion grew one night when he came home smelling like a woman's perfume she didn't recognize. When she asked him, Daniel tried to calm her with a careless smile, saying it was just a new air freshener at work. But Emma didn't believe him. Something didn't add up. She began watching him more closely, noticing changes in his behavior and his habits. She kept track of every detail in her mind, hoping she was wrong but feeling more anxious by the day. Emma decided to share her worries with her mother. To her surprise, Mrs. Nancy brushed it off. She told Emma she was being jealous for no reason. She said Emma needed to relax and trust Daniel, who had always been a good husband. But Emma couldn't ignore her instincts. She noticed small but important changes in Daniel. He avoided eye contact, seemed distracted, and was always on his phone. He even took his phone to bed, hiding it under his pillow. Emma saw him deleting messages regularly, which made her even more suspicious. Her mother's words didn't help. Emma was determined to find the truth. At first, she couldn't believe what was happening. Her life felt like it was falling apart, and the balance she had was gone. Emma decided to investigate on her own. Every detail mattered now. She tracked Daniel's schedule, watched his behavior, and listened closely to conversations. She tried to see the truth behind Daniel's excuses. She was alert for any sign that would confirm her fears. Everything she once ignored now seemed important. Emma knew that only knowing the full truth would free her from doubt. One Thursday, Emma did something unusual. She visited her mother without warning. She brought a medicine Mrs. Nancy had mentioned needing. When she arrived, she noticed something strange. She heard laughter inside the house, comforting at first, but soon unsettling. Curiosity and worry filled her mind. She paused at the door before opening it. Her thoughts raced as she prepared for anything. But nothing could prepare her for what she would see. Inside, she found Daniel and Mrs. Nancy in a clearly compromising situation. Her worst fears were confirmed. The silence that followed was louder than words, leaving Emma frozen. By walking in without warning, Emma faced a devastating truth. The laughter she heard became a painful reality. Daniel, shirtless, and Mrs. Nancy were together in a moment that broke Emma's heart. Her doubts turned into reality. The air was heavy with betrayal. She had never imagined this from the two people she trusted most. They froze when caught, but the silence was deafening. The betrayal didn't just hurt, it shattered her family. Emma felt speechless, screaming in pain inside. After the betrayal, Daniel and Mrs. Nancy tried to explain. Daniel, guilty, said it started innocently. He was only looking for advice and comfort. Over time, it turned into something more. Mrs. Nancy interrupted to defend herself, saying she deserved happiness. She said she spent her life putting others first, and now she wanted to think of herself. But their excuses meant nothing to Emma. She was devastated by being betrayed by the two people she loved and trusted most. Emma faced not only Daniel's betrayal, but her mother's pain as well. Her mother blamed her, saying she was selfish for not accepting their relationship. Emma realized there was a deep emotional distance between them now. The hurt grew as she understood that her family's support had turned into betrayal. The pain was worse because of the lack of understanding and compassion. Mrs. Nancy's words echoed in Emma's mind, making her decide to break free from these toxic ties. Emma, full of pain and confusion, made a life-changing choice. She realized she had to protect Emily from the toxic family environment. With a heavy heart but determination, Emma took Emily and left the place where her deepest wounds were made. She imagined a better future, far from betrayal. As she stepped outside, it felt like a weight had lifted from her shoulders. With Emily by her side, Emma knew she needed to cut ties and start over. Challenges would come, but she was determined to give Emily a life full of love and safety. This choice started her journey to healing and freedom. After the shocking discovery, Emma took a strong, determined step. She refused to let betrayal define her and chose a fast divorce. Within 3 months, it was final, showing her strength and desire to move forward with dignity. During this time, Daniel and Mrs. Nancy stayed together. They now lived as a couple. Emma cut all ties with both of them. She focused on her mental and emotional health, ready to rebuild her life without her past weighing her down. This brave decision became the foundation of her new life. Emma rose again, stronger and independent. In her darkest moments, she found a new light. Strength and resilience shaped her next chapter. Turning pain into purpose, she started a new career as a child therapist. She chose this path from the heart, wanting to help children in difficult family situations. Each session allowed her to use her experiences to guide kids through their struggles. Her work became her mission. This new stage was her rebirth, turning her into a positive force for others. Each day became a story of healing and hope. In the inspiring conclusion, we celebrate Emma's strength. She rose from the ashes of betrayal. After a tough journey, she found purpose by turning pain into courage. As a child therapist, she helps kids facing similar challenges. She gives hope and support. Emma's story is full of growth and healing. She became a symbol of resilience. She didn't just survive, she became an inspiration. Emma shows how people can reinvent themselves. Even in hard times, there is always a path to start over. Her story reminds us of the strength of the human spirit. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories. Life as it really is.